What's going on, everyone? Cold and windy day in North Carolina, but I want to get out and show you my new modification to the Cobra bike. The Cobra bike doesn't come with fenders and you can't buy them anywhere, so I had to make my own, and I think they turned out pretty good. Let me show you them up close. All right, there you go. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. Do you like them or not? I'm actually really pleased with how they turned out. I think they look good on there. I was going more for the look and maintaining the bike's off-road appearance than I was for actual protection from the splash. I just kind of wanted to create the Citizen Cycle version of what Cobra fenders could look like if Himiway decided to create fenders for this bike. And I'm hoping maybe this video will inspire you, if you're a Cobra owner, to maybe go out and build your own if you're looking for a set of fenders for this bike. There are no plug and play options that I know of. You kind of had to make your own. So I made these from scratch. What I did was I took existing e-bike fenders, the big long wraparound fenders that I don't like and always take off. I have a bunch of those laying around my garage. So I just took a set and cut them up. I just cut a bunch off. These were made with 2 cuts. I just cut them to the length I wanted, reused all the mounting hardware, and done. I mean, these were done in less than an hour. It was really easy. I was a little shocked at how everything just lined up. Even this wire here down to this mounting point, it just matched, everything matched up perfectly. Now, for those of you with a really keen eye, you might notice that the curve of the fender does not exactly match the tire. That's because I used plastic fenders from a 20-inch wheel bike, not a 26. So if you wanted the exact curve to match, use a set from 26-inch fat tire bike. You could probably just buy any set from any company online. They're all the same. They're all flat black plastic wraparound, whatever fenders. You just cut them to the size you want and just get creative with the way you mount it. I reused the mounting wire right here, and then up here it's just a zip tie. Hole in the fender and zip tied right onto that piece of the frame. Same in the front. Reuse the wire to stretch over to the fork. I had to get a little bit longer bolt right here because this isn't quite big enough to wrap around the fork. And then up here is just a couple zip ties holding the front of it on. And the mounting worked out real well. You can see that I went with a carbon fiber finish on the fender. Turned out beautiful. This is vinyl wrap that I bought on Amazon for like 10 bucks. And I vinyl wrapped these fenders. So they're not just a flat black. I wanted to try to match the frame as much as I could. It's not an identical match, but it's pretty close. Close enough where I think you might not know that I made these. They kind of look like they might be meant to be there from the factory. And I was a little surprised at how easy the vinyl wrap was. I thought it would be a lot tougher to work with. I found the vinyl wrap to be very forgiving. You can kind of place it and pick it up and stretch it and place it again and re-stick it and stick it a bunch of times, and it kind of maintains stickiness. And I took a hair dryer, which was plenty of heat to get this stuff nice and pliable. Hair dryer, laid it on my workbench so it would just be blowing out, and I could hold the fender up in front of it and work the vinyl wrap on there and just slowly but surely smooth out all the bubbles. I started by just setting down the center first and then just pulled and stretched over the sides and wrapped it all underneath. And I mean, it's not as hard as you think it is. The only thing I'll say is you got to have patience. It probably took me twice as long to vinyl wrap the fenders as it did to build them. But the vinyl, I mean, it turned out flawless. There's like hardly any creases or bubbles in this stuff. The only spots are like right there where there's a mark in the fender. And I'd purchased 2 different colors. I'd got like a gunmetal gray, and this is the one that was labeled black. It was a much better match. A bit of creativity and one late night in the garage, and the Cobra now has fenders. I hope that maybe some of you will be inspired to make your own fenders. I'd love to see some pictures of them too. You can always email me pictures of your bike when you create custom stuff. I'd love to see that stuff. Now we should take this bike out for a quick spin because I have the battery fully charged and I want to see what the top speed is. You know, after I changed out this display, KD 986 display, which removed the speed limit. Last time I did it, I can't remember what we got up to. I think it was like 28, 29 miles an hour. I think it might have some more in it now that the battery's almost fully charged. So we're gonna go do a quick top speed run and see. One other thing I want to point out about this screen is that it's one of those screens where you have I wear sunglasses every day because my eyes, I have light blue eyes and the sun kills them. So I'm always wearing sunglasses. I wear polarized lenses in the glasses, and you cannot see the screen really well with the polarized lenses in your glasses. Just like to point that out if any of you are like me. And the other thing is that screen, and also the KD 718 I put on the Zebra bike, they fit multiple bikes. I'll try to put a list on the screen of all the different bikes that they fit. This company, Robinson Cycle, they're testing the screens on a whole bunch of bikes. I know they fit a bunch. I'll put them on the screen, maybe work on your bike and allow you to get a color display screen that looks more updated and program your pedal assist and remove the speed limits. That's basically why I got it for the Cobra. I wanted to just take away that speed limit from Himiway, set at 24. So now we're gonna see how fast it goes. Let's roll. All right, we're gonna go down this side street over here. It's got a little bit of a downhill grade. So this is not level ground. It's got a little tiny bit of a downhill slope to it. We'll see what we can get this bike up to. Hopefully you can see the screens. GPS running on the phone. See what she does. About 30. That's about the limit on it, 30. Which is better than it was. I mean, it was at 24 before. So we've gained 6 miles an hour just by switching the display screen, which is a good improvement. It's not a cheap display screen though. I mean, it's over $100 for this display. It's, I would say, nicer looking when you can see it. I have my sunglasses on right now, so I can't even see. But it is a better looking screen, still color, still got the pedal assist programming in there. And I don't know, I mean, if you want to go 6 miles an hour faster for $100 and something, there you go, check it out. I'll link it below for you. But this is a pretty nice bike. I'm digging the Cobra, love the suspension on it. I switched out the grips and switched to a twist throttle on my right hand instead of the thumb throttle it came with on my left. Changed the display to get a little bit more performance out of it. But I mean, it looks fantastic. It rides super nice. I did change the handlebars as well to give me a 3-inch rise in the bars, make it a more comfortable ride position, and put a little bit softer seat on it. And now it is a very, very nice ride. I wouldn't steer anyone away from the Cobra. They do make it in multiple versions. They make a mid-drive as well, but I really think the hub drive is probably what most people are going to get. Seems from what I hear and see and talk to people about, most people like the hub drive over the mid-drive. Now, I mentioned in the review video on the Cobra that I think it had a 22 amp controller. I opened it up. I wanted to look inside there, so I opened it up last night to see. There's not much room inside where the controller is. You really couldn't put a bigger controller in there. If you were thinking about doing that, I've thought about doing that, buying a larger controller. It would not fit inside down by the bottom bracket where it's hiding in there. Very small space. It is a 25 amp controller in the Cobra, at least the one I got. It's got a 25, not a 22. So a little bit more performance, I guess, than I was realizing out of this bike. It's supposed to peak around 1,000 watts, which sounds about right. Torque sensor on this bike, another great thing. I think you're going to see bikes move to that in the future. I think Cadence is on its way out. I've heard of multiple bikes coming out. They're going to have torque sensors. But this is one of the first that I've been on that has it. And you got these sick tires. The 4.8-inch ginormous tires. I love it. They look so cool. I love the fat tires. I know people love that look. I still love it. I think the fatter they get, the better. I keep waiting for somebody to come out with a 5.0 tire. I don't know of any bikes that really have 5.0s. I've got the Zebra 4.9s on mine. These are 4.8, but I mean, beautiful looking bike. Well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at my most recent project, building some custom fenders for this Cobra bike. Let me know if it's a hit or a miss. What do you think? And well, of course, I'll link all the goodies here that are on this bike that I've added. I'll link everything below so you can find it if you're curious. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, found it entertaining. If you did, do me a favor, consider hitting that subscribe button and give me some support here on YouTube. Would appreciate that. I think that's all for today. Thanks for watching. All right, one more time. Let's see what happens if we pedal. How fast will it go pedaling? Got a lot of feeling in the pedals. Now it's starting to run out. 31, 32. Okay, 2 more miles per hour. 32 if you pit.